Not recording.
Give me those sweet tears.
Oh my god. I've seen this movie fucking 20 times. I cry at the same part every single time. Every single time, like without fail. I start getting teary-eyed at the same point. And I start bawling like a baby at the exact same point. And then I start to be okay. And then I start fucking crying again at the exact same point. Doesn't matter how many times I see this movie.
All right, let me predict it. So you said when they're flying. So I assume when he's grabbing her and he's like,
So
we can go back.
That's when I explode into tears.
Oh, okay. So it's a slow
I start getting teary-eyed as he's like running along the train tracks.
Yep. At the montage.
And then I start getting more and more teary-eyed at like once he fires the gun. I start to well up, and then when he gets there and they grab each other's hands, I fucking explode every fucking time, man. I was watching my boy Noah, and like I had to mute my mic because I was like fucking crying so much. I'm gonna fucking cry right now. It's so good.
Now, what is it about this that makes you?
It's emotional.
Yeah, emotional. Like, is it that you love?
Yeah, I guess. Shit, man. I guess it's like that one time back in like high school. You like looked at my playlist and were like, "Why is it all about love?" And I'm like, "No, it's no." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And then I looked at it and was like, "Huh."
You're secretly a hopeless romantic.
It's true. I am. I'm an incel.
Yeah, you're such an asexual incel.
I'm an incel.
That you can't fucking. Wow. Well,
I fumbled the redhead once, and it's been over for me ever since.
Would you like the rain to stop?
What do you mean by?
It's gonna clear up.
VGU Gaiden presents After Disaster, the Shinkai Trilogy. Episode 2, Weathering with You. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Just fucking jump right into this. Welcome back to the VGU Gaiden. What are we talking about? After Disaster?
I don't fucking know, man.
Episode 2, Weathering with You.
The disaster is that I have to fucking wash my shirt. Well, my jacket I got on because it's fucking covered in tears now. I gotta put it in the wash. I can't wear it tomorrow.
So you're a babbling brook of emotions. We've been watching these films. I saw this. You showed me this movie.
I made you come over and watch it for the first time. I bought it on Blu-ray
shortly after it was like a thing, right? Like it was within like the first 6 months of it coming out.
No, it had already been out for a little while. Hold on, because I already had the Blu-ray. Weathering with You. So we saw it, I think, about a year after it already come out in American theaters. Or actually, no, hold on. You might be right, actually. It came out July 19th, 2019 in America. Or sorry, January 20th, 2020. And then I ordered the Blu-ray September of 2020. And then that was when we watched it.
Okay. So I saw it within the first
about
year.
6 months, 8 months, yeah. Actually.
So I guess I had a little bit longer on Your Name by the time I watched it, but even then it wasn't like crazy after. So I'm hot on the heels of these films. Suzume came out last year, right? I'm going to be so ahead of the game.
Suzume came out last year. Suzume, I'm excited to see it. So you will not get this crying response from me in Suzume. Not to say it's not as, I mean, it's definitely not as emotional, I mean, as Your Name and whatnot, but it's a very different kind of movie from the other. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Weathering with You kills me every time. So yeah, and so as I mentioned, I get very teary-eyed, and then when they grab each other, I fucking burst into tears, and then everything's okay, start to be okay,
And then right at the fucking end when he sees her and the fucking music instantly comes in again, I fucking burst into tears again. Every fucking time. Every fucking time.
I assume that's what it was. I was like, yeah, I bet this is the moment.
Every fucking time, dude.
Now, weirdly, I'll drop a hot take to kick it off. I don't feel like I connect as much with these characters as I did with Taki and Mitsu.
So I had a note on this. So I think that I think this is like a better love story and whatnot. I think Your Name is a better coming of age story. I think Suzume is a better coming of age story than either of them. But also, Your Name is really just the two characters.
Yeah.
Like, it has their friends and stuff and, like, her sister, but they're barely there.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you can really cut them out and still pretty much have the same movie.
Mhm.
So you have a lot more focus on these two characters and seeing their daily lives than you do in Weathering with You.
Right.
But I do generally enjoy the multitude of characters we get in Weathering with You more. I really like Suga. Natsumi's bad as fuck. I have a note here that says, "Throw me to the Natsumi and I'll come back a father."
Oh my god. I don't think you could say that.
Consensually. Yeah. I also like it's and I love Nagi. I love Nagi. Nagi's my fucking boy.
Nagi's a player, dude.
He is a little fucking bastard, and I love him. but he is real as fuck.
And he's not afraid to wear a
real.
dress.
That he is down to wear a dress and tackle a cop. Don't tell me Nagi ain't real as fuck. Okay, he's an outlaw with a heart of gold. Watch the way you talk about Nagi around me. Outlaw with a heart of gold. That's what he is.
Yeah, no, every character is pretty damn good. Like they all play a part, and I feel like where in Your Name you had the friends and they were having their own side things sometimes. But
I think the only sort of side thing that's unresolved in this is kind of Natsumi, with her struggling to get a job and whatnot. Like, it wasn't really like a focus at all, but it was there, and it feels weird that it's mentioned, and then like they don't really do anything with it. As where with Suga, you find out his story and with like his daughter and his dead wife, and you see him sort of change where he might get custody of his daughter back. So now he, needs to start acting like a responsible adult. He needs to do the right thing. He can't just let this kid run off,
yeah.
And it has these interesting character side stories that I think Natsumi is really the only one that doesn't really get resolved. I mean, you could probably assume that it gets resolved by the time skip because then Suga actually has his own company. So I would assume she probably just works for him.
And it could have been like an easy little throwaway line, like he shows the picture and she's there and stuff. And
yeah,
like, they
honestly,
just...
maybe it was and I just missed it.
I don't remember.
So I watched this on Anawave again, so I could stream it to my friend as well. And so I assume you watched the dub.
I did watch the dub because the first time did we? Was it dubbed?
I mean, you watched the dub. I watched the sub. Oh, the first time we watched, I don't remember.
I want to say we watched the sub.
I meant for Your Name. The first time we watched it, I don't remember. Probably the sub. That's usually what I go with. But the dubs are also very good.
Yeah, it was really good.
So I wanted to ask you, did they translate like the texts and stuff?
Yes, so they added the text, and this was the version
in the sub as well. But some of the translations online were really weird. Like, it was very clearly a fan sub that I had. There's one part where when she goes up to like bring the sunshine out for like the firework festivals, and they have like this little like the police are there, and it's a little like warning thing that's like weather alert or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, this I tell me if this isn't yours, but the sign said terror alert. And I'm like, that's definitely a mistranslation. Like, for sure. That should be weather alert. There were a couple weird little translation things in the one I had. Like, it definitely seemed like a fan sub.
I think there were some silly subtitles like that, but I don't remember terror alert.
Another thing I want to mention. So obviously Taki and Mitsuha or whatever from the previous movie are in this very briefly. Taki's reveal kills me every time because it's like a fucking Marvel reveal in a post-credit scene.
So was he
He's
the
like
one
fucking
who's
Nick Fury, just walking out of the shadows. Yeah, with
in
the
the
grandma.
shadow?
Yeah, but he like walks out of the fucking shadows, and then it shows. It's like no way. It's like a fucking. This is like when I saw the Kingsman, and they just fucking tease Hitler at the end. Young man, what is your name? Adolf Hitler. Cut to black.
Now, why was he with this grandma all of a sudden?
She's old. He's taking care of her.
But who was she?
I don't think it was his grandma. I think it was his mother.
Okay, so she was just a woman.
Yeah.
And then did he have a kid too?
No.
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 Okay. I
Nagi
couldn't
was there.
remember. Right, Nagi was there.
Yeah,
and then
so
you
so
said
by this point in the story, they are dating. Him and Mitsuya or whatever are dating.
yeah, what
But
the
they're
hell
either
is her
dating
name? Why
or
can't I
engaged
remember?
because like she has like a name tag that's like a nickname, I think.
Yeah,
But,
it says
then-
Miyamisu.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but
her
then-
last name.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Mitsuha Miyamisu.
But then, like by the end of the movie, the director, Makoto Shinkai, I believe himself, said like, yeah, by that 3-year time skip, they're married. Like you
Okay.
don't see it, but he said yes, they are married.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Yeah, because they're not
that-
seen together ever.
no, you never see them again. The only reference you'll see in Suzume to these movies, unless if it's something that I missed, is just that Tokyo is underwater now.
Okay.
That's pretty much it, unless if I missed something again.
And
I've
the
only
gate,
seen
right?
Suzume once when it first came out in theaters, so I haven't watched it since. So maybe I'll pick up on something that I missed.
The spirit
but-
gate shows up.
Yes, the spirit gates are in all of these.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a big thing, like the Shinto shrine gates or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I have an obligatory why does food and anime always look so good?
Dude.
I also have a large list here of sponsorships.
Yeah.
Just the ones I caught. Sponsored by Yahoo and Google
Yep.
Maps and Cup Noodle and Catcher in the Rye. Oh shit, that's foreshadowing. And Toho and IMAX and McDonald's and almost everything they drink is like an actual brand. I think like all the like drinks and beer and stuff. I think are actual brands.
Really?
And Pepsi and Apple and SoftBank, which is one you might not have picked up on. Their phones, they're like their internet service provider or whatever on their phones is SoftBank, which is an actual Japanese company.
Wow.
And those are just the ones that I like picked up on. There were also some other references, like there's this shot of like Tokyo, and there's like this symbol of like this like a silly looking penguin in the background, which is like a legally distinct Tuxedo Sam, which is a Sanrio character.
Really? He was in that?
I mean, it's a legally distinct version. Like it's clearly like, oh, it's supposed to be because like there's a lot of things where if they don't have the rights, it's just something that's slightly different, but it's supposed to be that. Like
Mhm.
where when Suga meets with his daughter's grandmother, like his mother-in-law,
Uh-huh.
about custody, they're at like a Mitsuro cafe or something in Ginza. I think it's a Mitsuri cafe is the actual cafe. So they literally just changed something slightly to make it like legally distinct in case they didn't get the rights to it. But this movie, as you mentioned, talk about Your Name, like there were spots where it's like, oh, that's a real place. That's basically this entire movie. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, that's a real place. Is basically the entire movie
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of oh wow.
because it's all in Tokyo, so it's all like real.
Yeah, like it's kind of like in Your Name when they just had like all those different places and
Yeah, but this one is like damn near every single shot.
wow. Yeah, I definitely feel like this movie overall, like you, especially with the partnerships and stuff, the sponsorships,
Yeah,
it
and
had more money.
I think that's also. Oh yeah, for sure. And they clearly came running because Your Name was such a runaway success that
Mhm.
they obviously came running for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good, and I only saw Suzume the one time, but and maybe this time around again I'll catch more of the sponsorships because I only really caught the really obvious ones like the first time that I ever watched Weathering with You, like obviously McDonald's, Yahoo, and then like after watching it a few more times, like there's a lot that I noticed way more. So maybe I'll notice more on Suzume this time around. There's some other things that I noticed like design wise that you'll see. So when the massive storm, like the final massive storm shows up over Tokyo,
it looks a lot like something you'll see in Suzume, where there was something over the skies of Tokyo, and it looks a lot like that. Which is just a neat little thing I noticed. They're not really related; they're totally different things, but it was just neat. I have a note here. It says, "These movies are so good. I wish Japan was real."
You said
Shinjuku,
that last time, too.
Did I? Oh, I probably
I
did.
think
Probably 'cause
so.
it's so fucking such a good joke. I had to say it twice. I also have Shinjuku. This is kind of a ripoff of Persona 5. Like, I don't want to claim unoriginality or anything, but it's kind of ripping off Persona 5.
What is Shinjuku?
Shinjuku is a part of Tokyo. Shinjuku,
Oh.
Shibuya, Akihabara. Yeah,
Okay,
they're all
I
like parts
gotcha.
of Tokyo. Because Tokyo is like fucking ginormous.
Yeah.
Tokyo's massive. Like, I don't think it's as big as like New York, including all of its boroughs and whatnot, right? But it has it's a very efficient city, like relatively speaking, compared to pretty much any other city in the world. Like, there's so much going on, but even though it's kind of smaller than like it's hard to put. Like, yeah, it's smaller than New York, but there's like way more going on.
Actually,
Like,
I'm gonna make you eat your words right
yeah,
now.
is it bigger than New York? Is it the biggest city in the world? Then I'm insane.
Hold on, I just had the words and then I clicked on it. Tokyo is the most populated metropolitan area in the world, but it's also
Oh,
much
it is.
much
Oh, I thought New
larger
York was bigger. I thought New
than
York.
New
Now,
York
oh, no
City.
kidding.
New York City versus Tokyo. Population 13 million to 8 million.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Land area in square miles.
That's what I'm wondering.
845 to 305.
305 for New York.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To 845.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Maybe I read that because I read that a while ago and I probably just flipped it in my head.
That is insane. But you want to know this, but the population density per square mile,
yeah,
27,000 in New York to 15,000 in Tokyo.
Crazy, man.
They are spread out. New York is a
hellhole is the word you're looking for. Hellhole. I fucking hate New York. Fucking hate New York City so fucking much, dude. I can't be there for any more than like 24 hours. Like going to New York to go to Broadway, go to the fucking Gundam store in Times Square, and then go the fuck home. Hate that fucking place. I've been to New York 3 times. Every time it sucked.
Oh, it's a great time. It's a lovely place. Just to go back real quickly, I looked this up. So Your Name's budget was approximately $4.8 million American.
Yeah.
And
that's
Weathering
also
Reviews,
fucking crazy, by the way. Like, that's still like
oh
crazy
yeah.
low. Wow.
Weathering Reviews was estimated 11 million.
That's wild. Now, how much did the two of them make?
So Weathering to its 11 million earned 193 million worldwide.
Okay, is this American dollars or yen?
Yeah, American.
Okay.
And then Your Name had 4.8, and its box office was, wait for it, because it's weird. Like, the wiki has its budget in yen, but its box office in USD. 382 million.
Oh, wow.
To its 4 million budget.
Wow.
That, talk about runaway success.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
And talk about the best of the series, like, in terms of movies. Like,
yeah.
Like, I get what you mean. Like, Weathering with You feels more like passion project-y.
Yeah, it definitely feels more passion, but Your Name is just so cohesive. Like, it's like, again, like, like both these movies have the twist. Like, like in this you have like what's her name just like disappearing. In Your Name, it's like the meteor. But especially in Your Name, it doesn't even feel like a twist, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not expected, but it doesn't even feel like a twist because everything flows so well that it doesn't have this jarring, like, wait, what just happened? It's more like, oh shit, yeah, that happened. What are they gonna do now? Like, there isn't that, like, stopping point of, oh fuck, because it just keeps going in a very good, like, flowing manner. It's
it just feels like you kind of start a new movie and then you're like, all right, well, this is all working.
Weathering with You is definitely, I think, is a lot more passion. There's a lot more passion to it. And I'm really, which is why I'm really excited for you to see Suzume, because Suzume is so wildly different.
Yeah, it's such a
I'm very
strange.
excited for you to see that one.
It's a strange thought, like having watched these two, of like what could the next one be, because they really do
Yeah.
feel so tonally different. I walked away from Weathering with You thinking it was a very good movie. I still think I like Your Name better, but simply because I just something about how I remember how it impacted me. It's just one of those weird things where you can't disconnect your mind from like that first time, like, wow, what a experience that was. And I mean, it still is great. Take the nostalgia goggles off, it's still a great movie. But I think that they're such different projects, such different products, that you can't really compare them in a way. Like, I don't want to compare Your Name to Weathering with You. They're such different little things, and I love them both respectively.
It was like the whole city was putting its best foot forward. It made me think, what a wonderful world I was born into.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
It's amazing how a simple thing like the weather can affect our moods. That was when I realized for the first time just how much the human heart is connected to the sky.
Yeah, and like it's also at some point it'd be cool if we watch some of a couple other Makoto Shinkai movies as well. A couple pretty famous ones that he's done is 5 centimeters per second, which is the rate at which cherry blossom petals fall to the ground.
Huh.
It's it's like it follows like this one character like 3 different parts of their life. If it's a guy or a girl, but I haven't seen it myself. It's supposed to be very good. And there's also the Garden of Words, which is supposed to be very good. From what I understand, it's kind of like Suzume, where it's about like this younger person sort of falling for like this adult and whatnot, but it's sort of like this coming of age story. I've heard that's very good. That's also these are like a much shorter as well. Like the Garden of Words is like under an hour, and I think 5 centimeters per second is just over. Like once he did Your Name, it was like these like full blown feature length films, you know?
Yeah. Shit, we should do these two.
Yeah.
We should like watch them and then do
I
like.
also don't know anything about this or if it's even good. If it's, I'm sure it is. It's Makoto Shinkai, but The Place Promised in our early days. I'm interested in watching. I don't know anyone who's actually seen it, but I bet it's good. Yeah, because I do have a note here that Makoto Shinkai is the master of the montage.
Yes.
The montages in all of these movies are so good.
I will say, oh, go ahead.
No, continue.
I did want to mention that the music in this one is like,
It's fundamentally different, and that was like by design.
okay, all right.
It's all
I don't
still,
hate
it's
it.
all still Radwimps. So I actually, this is my favorite soundtrack of the 3, and then Suzume is
Really?
even more different. Yeah, this is my favorite of the 3. Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely. So there's more energy as a whole in Your Name, and so the soundtrack is more rock oriented. This one, with it being more passionate and like not having that like high energy, they specifically went for like more piano and softer vocals. Is a specific thing that they did.
It's very orchestral.
I was curious about this, and this is actually something when I went to see the movie in theaters. There was like a Q&A thing with like Makoto Shinkai, like a pre-recorded one, like at the end of the movie, where he like went through a couple things. That was one of the things he had mentioned. Was like, yeah, we intentionally wanted a sort of softer soundtrack for this, and we went to Radwimps. They were like, yeah, we could still do that. And Radwimps is like one of my favorite like Japanese bands because of these films. I highly recommend looking in their catalog, like not just what they do for these movies, but even like other movies. There's one that's called Miss Perfect, I think, and that's not an anime movie. That one's like live action love story, and Miss Phenomenal is their song, and it's on the movie The Last 10 Years, which is about I believe it's this girl only has 10 years to live and doesn't really care
I
about
know
her life.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be really good, and I want to watch it.
It's
So
got
they did a soundtrack for that movie, but also just anything. All their music is great. Radwimps is amazing, and when we get to Suzume, there were no lyrical tracks until the very end of the movie.
Wait,
It
what
doesn't-
was that last thing you said?
There aren't any like lyrical tracks until the end of the movie.
In which one?
In Suzume, once we get to
Oh, in
Suzume,
Suzume.
it's
Oh,
once again a
okay.
different soundtrack. It's a lot more subtle in Suzume, honestly. Suzume soundtrack is not bad, but it's not something that you're probably gonna accept. There are a couple points in Suzume where you'll probably sound be like, "Oh wow, that's good," but not nearly as many as like Your Name or Weathering with You. But there's definitely parts like Sky Over Tokyo, the like actual theme Suzume, Tears of Suzume. Like there's a few songs that are really good, but I don't think it stands out as much as the other two movies. But we'll get to that. But yes, the soundtracks are intentionally fundamentally different for each of these movies.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense because I do get what you mean. Like, Your Name is very rock. I feel like Your Name does a better job of like making it like a lot of moments are driven by that music.
I think Your Name uses music to grab you at a lot of parts, but Weathering with You assumes you've already been grabbed by the emotion and the narrative, and then just uses music from there to enhance it. But Your Name is kind of the other way around.
Perfect way to put it, because a lot of scenes or montages or things will start with music in Your Name, and Weathering, the music comes in.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of like,
Weathering
we're
with You is
here.
a lot more like this, like a melodrama kind of stuff.
Yeah,
which
they're
I'm
totally different things.
They really are. It's and I mean, it's kind of amazing what this studio is capable of doing as far as like range of projects and how different they are, but still so similar in theming. It's really really cool. One little thing that I somehow have never noticed until this watch through.
Really?
Which I guess I always sort of realized it at the end. So her choker is a raindrop. And then they show it's broken at the end after she like stops being the Sunshine Girl when they come back from the sky. And I always noticed that it breaks, but it just never really occurred to me that it's a raindrop. I just don't know why it just never occurred to me for some reason. Oh, a little thing I had. I love how cats are animated. Ame, Rain in this movie, I adore. Especially when he comes back at the end and now he's fat. I love him.
Yeah, he's just like
cats play a pretty major role in the next film.
Oh, sweet!
Very, very, very important in the next film. In fact, the twist in Suzume, I was able to guess immediately because of a truck. I immediately fucking get you'll know exactly what I mean when you see it. There's going to be a truck that goes by. You're going to be like, oh. And then it's going to happen 2 minutes later.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the foreshadowing in Suzume isn't as good compared to this, where it's like, you don't really realize that it's actually foreshadowing anything, like the fortune teller, for example.
Mm-hmm.
When they go to the fortune teller talking about Sunshine Girls and stuff, and like the dragons, and it's like, oh, but they're writing for a tabloid, so you just assume it's all just nonsense. And then as the movie goes on, you're like, oh. And then Suga and Natsumi go to like that old temple with the old guy, and you're like, oh. But it's really easy to just write off the fortune teller lady, especially since all the characters do. So it's a neat little foreshadow there.
Well, I did make a note from the fortune teller about how there was a fox spirit and a dragon god, and they represent the Sunshine Girl and Water Girl respectively.
Yeah, so here's my theory with that, is that I think she had them so like she was the kitsune, but then the water gods are obviously up in the sky. I also kind of had a theory that maybe she was wrong, and had things mixed up. Maybe she was actually the rain girl, and Hokata was actually the sunshine boy. Is a completely unfounded theory that I have.
That they are like the yin to yang.
It's actually the other way around. Yeah, that's my completely baseless theory that I have.
Well, he does bring the rain in a way when he's like,
say that.
Like, fuck this, I'm gonna have it be the rain forever. Like,
again, I'm not gonna try and argue. I'm just saying it's completely baseless. I'm like, that'd be kind of neat. That's my headcanon now.
It's baseless, but I'll go along with you
Oh yeah.
on it.
Also, I saw Kumamon as a fridge magnet at one point, and I thought that was funny. Kumamon is
Who?
the Japan mascot, the little black bear with the red rosy cheeks.
Oh, okay. I can
You've
picture
seen
him.
Kumamon.
Oh yeah, this fucking dude.
Yeah, everyone has seen Kumamon because Japan is winning a crazy cultural victory across the planet. Everyone has seen Kumamon, even if they don't know who Kumamon is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild. That is crazy. That we just know things.
Yeah, I know
Like
things sometimes. I try not to, but sometimes I have to know.
I don't mean things. I mean, what the fuck am I talking about? Like, just so many Japanese mascots and things. Like, they just
Yeah, well,
get
it's
into
funny because I mean,
everything.
Japan loves their mascots. Whether it's like Tokusatsu being like Super Sentai, which is Power Rangers, um,
Hmm.
or like Kamen Rider. Like a lot of towns have their own like Tokusatsu mascot.
Hmm.
Even brands have their own. My personal favorite is Dentman, who is a dentist Tokusatsu mascot, who I absolutely adore. And there's Mutan, who is a candy mascot, and they are sworn enemies.
Oh my god.
Let me pull up the picture of Dentman. Hold on. Dentman is so
Man.
incredibly cool. He makes amazing posts. He poses like crazy. I'm gonna post in the podcast chat.
Is this him? Oh my god, yeah. He's got a fucking toothbrush.
Yeah, he is a Tokusatsu, like a like just. I don't even know if he's actually associated with a brand, like beyond himself, or if he's literally just a general like good oral hygiene mascot.
So you're
Because he
telling
really
me
might
that
be. Because again, they love their Tokusatsu stuff. Because here Power Rangers is very much just for kids, but Power Rangers and or Japan, as it is Super Sentai and everything, is for everyone. It's massive in Japan. It's completely and it's very much not something just for kids. Like they have full blown like festivals for this stuff.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy because like a lot of it is for brands, and you would think, oh, that's like gross, like that these brand like it's just branding everywhere. But like, fuck it, I wish everything had a cute little mascot.
I'm okay with an ad if it's not if you know it's barely an ad. If it's more just like hey, we have a brand, but it's like hey, look at this cool thing, right?
Yeah, like Mountain Dew should have like a little animal, and I would
Hey
think it
man,
was
I mean
great.
Mountain Dew's in Final Fantasy 14 now, so
Yeah, true.
they have their own house. You can get Mountain Dew stuff. I actually should do that.
You should do that.
I should do that. Yes, but yes, Tokusatsu. How the hell did we get here?
So wait, this
Oh, the
dentist
mascot.
man, this tooth man is like a town's mascot, and he may not be
I mean,
affiliated
he's not
with
like a town's mascot. I don't know if he's specifically associated with a brand or if he's literally just a general
like a
like
cosplayer.
like good. No. Like it definitely seems to be like a job. Like, or he might just be in general like a state-funded brush your teeth mascot.
This is so strange.
It's
Like his
incredible.
job is just to dress up in this outfit and walk around and stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has another job. I have no idea how well this pays.
Yeah, he
But
might.
yeah, I hope it pays well because I love him.
This is. I'm gonna. So much of my life is gonna be dedicated to figuring this stuff out.
So if I can ask. There's some guys in my Discord server who are super into Tokusatsu. They love Kamen Rider and stuff. I want to get into Kamen Rider, but Kamen Rider is really difficult to come by in the States, and you kind of have to suffer with either a really shit like a video quality or really shit subtitles, and there's no like a medium there, from what I've been told.
Wasn't Kamen Rider? Didn't they do like a movie recently, and it was like super gory?
Oh, Shin Kamen Rider. Yes, it's supposed to be really good. I want to watch it.
Is that not available in the States?
It came to theaters. I don't know if you can stream it anywhere.
Prime.
Oh, is it actually on Prime now? Oh shit, I'll have to watch that then.
Says it's on Prime.
Ooh, I will have to watch that at some point because I really got to watch that.
He's like a bug man. He looks like a fly.
Yeah, I think it's like he's a cyborg or something kind of thing.
It's so weird because a lot of stuff like you never know if it's like related to toys or comics or, I mean, manga or. It's so. God,
Again,
there's so
my
many
knowledge
things.
on this stuff is very limited. It's just from what I know of, like, you know, people who who actually like consume Kamen Rider content. But yeah, I know people who watch Shin Kamen Rider, and they're fans of Kamen Rider. They're like, yeah, this is incredible.
Well, Shin Kamen Rider, it got an 89. I know it doesn't mean anything, but an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, and its box office only 16 million.
It also released in like very limited quantities.
Yeah, I
from
hope
what
that
I
that's
understand.
good enough for them because I wanted it to do well. It looked really neat.
Yeah, no, I really got to watch it. So that's now on my list, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a thin thread binding us humans to the sky. And that is the Weather Maiden, a special girl with the ability to gather the people's wishes and deliver them to the heavens. In ancient times, there was one in every village in every country.
Hey, Kate. Sound like anyone
You know, you don't have to listen to everything Grandpa says. No one actually believes in that stuff.
No, I love it. We're grateful for all of your insight.
Just remember, though, everything comes with a price. This is no exception. A tragic fate awaits the Weather Maiden.
So yeah, Weathering with You.
Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know, but they should put some of the Kamen Rider guys. Also, by the way, it's Shin Kamen Rider. That's like the Kamen Rider. There's a lot. There's a lot of riders. Like a lot. It's one thing because again, driving nuts. I'll tell you. It's also worth noting just how like influential Kamen Rider is, and you probably don't even realize it. So like if you've seen any gameplay from like Final Fantasy VII Remake where Tifa does like a dive kick, that's called a rider kick, and it's referenced in fucking everything.
Oh,
Rider kicks are fucking everywhere, including in Final Fantasy 16. They're everywhere. Rider kicks are literally everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Like if you see that, that's not just that's a Kamen Rider reference.
Oh, all right.
Anyways,
so he like does that a lot.
Yeah, it's like the signature move or something.
That guy is like 4 arms. That he's got 6 arms. That's
right.
a scary guy.
Yeah. Anyways, they should put a Kamen Rider in the next Makoto Shinkai film. I mean that too.
Oh.
I would buy a Kamen Rider skin.
They should put Hani or whatever her name was from this movie.
Okay.
In Fortnite.
Yeah, here's something I'm just gonna quickly
Hina.
do. I just sent a link of list of references in Kamen Rider to popular culture. I want you to open that, and then I want you to attempt to scroll down.
Open it and attempt to scroll. Holy shit. Oh my god.
So I want you to understand just how influential this is, even though it's barely accessible anywhere outside of Asia.
Wow.
Just so you know.
Wow. There's a lot of shit. Animal Crossing. Okay, where? Where is Kamen Rider in Animal Crossing? And then you click on one and it has to load. Jesus. Disney, KFC. What? How I Met Your Mother?
Wait, really?
Liv and Maddie? Lab Rats?
Figures of Kamen Rider see me in the background. Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, I wonder if that's like what that is. I bet that there's just like it's in the marketing. There's a lot of like toys in places. I just had the Animal Crossing. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, the Animal Crossing one is one I actually know. This one, there's one of KK Slider's. Like he has a song, and the art is also a reference to Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Yes, I've actually seen that.
Jeez. That is really crazy. Live action productions. Liv and Maddie, Joey can be seen wearing a Deca driver that plays music. In Lab Rats, a belt which wears a resemblance to the Arkle is built by resident mad scientist Donald Davenport.
I mean, it's also worth noting there are tokusatsu outfits in Marvel's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.
Jeez.
And also in Marvel's Spider-Man, the first one, there's specifically one called the Arachnid Rider. And then I think Miles just has one that's straight up called the Tokusatsu suit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot. We could go on and on, but yeah.
Wow. Well, that.
Weathering with you! I see we stayed on topic as always.
As always, no tangents here. No, that's pretty crazy. I don't even know how the fuck we got here now. Oh, mascots.
Yeah, because we started talking about the little bear, and here we are in Kamen Rider.
That is so strange. Yeah, it's a thing. Japan's so cool. I wish it was real. Well, did you have more notes?
No. Too busy crying, wiping away tears.
Too busy crying. Let's see. I have Meets a Sunshine Girl. I just wrote a bunch of like things, random synopsis things down. I did definitely think that the food looked great.
Yeah.
Like in McDonald's.
It's funny because like I jokingly said, obligatory. Why does food in anime always look so good? And my friend Noah started telling me like, dude, I saw this one scene from like something with like this like rice and egg, and it looked amazing. And then wouldn't you know it? It's that scene where she cooks for him in Weathering with You, and he was like, "It's this! It's the fucking scene! What the fuck?"
Well, all right, hold on. Let me look now at my list. Make sure I didn't have anything else.
I'm sorry, I'm looking through Kamen Rider things.
No, please.
There's one here for Inferno Cop, and it just says to be added. Someone knows there's one somewhere in there. They just haven't found it yet. Which honestly, I believe it. That's Inferno Cop. Inferno Cop is just kind of like that. I love Inferno.
Inferno Cop.
Inferno Cop is awesome.
What is he? Is he his own thing?
Inferno Cop is by Trigger Studios. They made like Kill la Kill. It's one of the things that they did shortly after doing Gurren Lagann, and it's like animated like everything is on popsicle sticks. Each episode is only a few minutes long. It's fucking incredible. It's perfect absurdist comedy. My favorite thing is that like the first episode there's a woman and she's pregnant and then she gives birth, and then the baby is evil and he has to fight the baby, and at one point he shoots his gun at the baby and the baby goes, "You fool, I'm immune to bullets," and it bounces off of him and back at Inferno Cop, and Inferno Cop goes, "Well, so am I," and it bounces back off Inferno Cop, and the baby goes, "No," and then the baby just explodes. And then at the very end, it turns out the villain behind everything was the pregnant woman from the first episode. Yeah, no, I love Inferno Cop. Supposedly they were making a season 2, but I have no idea what happened with that. It's entirely possible at some point they just shadow dropped it.
It's 10 years old.
Kill la Kill also has also has a reference like as far as like their color schemes and like how they actually function. The people at Trigger, formerly at Gainax, love Kamen Rider. So one of the things that really put Gainax on the map before Evangelion was Gunbuster, and the iconic kick from Gunbuster is called the Inazuma kick, and it's just a rider kick. I think the EVA units do it as well in Evangelion at one point. They're really big Kamen Rider fans. In fact, the first like film that like Hideaki Anno and the other founders of like and like starters of like Gainax really did was like heavily inspired by like Kamen Rider and Ultraman. Other references: Konosuba, Lucky Star, some other Mazinger, of course. What other stuff? My Hero, of course. Basically any shonen, by the way. Basically any shonen manga or anime will reference it. Yeah, Evangelion. Yeah. Here in Evangelion episode 9, Eva's 01 and 02 finish off an angel with a twin flying kick attack. It's the rider double kick. One Piece,
That's wild.
One Punch Man. Yeah. I love One Punch Man, which just has Moomin Rider. Moomin Rider does not ride a motorcycle. He has a regular bike. He is everyone's favorite character. He has no powers and he gets his ass beat constantly. Everyone loves him because he is a true hero with nothing but good intentions. I adore him.
What?
I didn't. Oh, this is neat. I didn't know this. There's one in Overlord. Pop Team Epic, of course. Pop Team Epic references everything. Pokemon.
Are you just going down that list?
Yeah. Again, man, dude, like it cannot be understated how influential Kamen Rider is. Like, Kamen Rider really is. It's one of those things like Dragon Ball. It's so influential that you might not even realize something is inspired by Kamen Rider, or even then, the people that are inspired by something might not even know that what they were inspired by is inspired by Kamen Rider. Like, it's one of those things where it's just an OG kind of thing, you know? That's just been in pop culture for so long that it's just gotten everywhere.
Jesus. Well, I'm gonna have to watch this. I also still have to watch Akira.
Dude. Okay, so you should both read and watch it because they're different and they're both equally good. It's honestly not a long read. Like, it's like 100-something chapters. Like, it's not bad, honestly. It's phenomenal. There's only one book I don't really care for because the main character is missing in that, and I wasn't super big on it. But wait, really? Oh,
What?
Fairly Odd Parents.
Is Kamen Rider?
Fairly Odd Parents has a Kamen Rider reference in it. Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
It's in the famous Channel Chasers. The one that was supposed to be originally the finale. He watches a program called Maho Mushi, like at the very beginning, and the character he imitates on screen bears a resemblance to Kamen Rider V3.
That's crazy, dude.
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. I knew that one actually. I love that show. What the fuck was I saying?
Akira.
Oh yes, Akira. So, and the movie and the manga are very, very different. Both very, very good. Both very much worth going through. I adore the movie. It's still one of the best animated anything ever made. Like, it's stupidly pretty. I think like original cells from it go for like thousands of dollars.
Jeez.
Like it really is one of the best looking movies ever made, even today. And it came out in like 84 or something.
Wow.
It's
just a movie, right?
1988. Yeah. Well, it's a movie that's based on a manga.
Okay, but it's not like a show. It's
No.
just a movie.
I think they're making an Akira show though. It's called Shin Akira. Was announced a while ago, and then it's kind of been radio silent. I don't really know what's happening with that, but that was something that was announced a while ago. But like Akira has the famous Akira bike slide, which is in fucking everything. They even do it in Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then even then the Akira motorcycle, which I think you could even see around like Cyberpunk and stuff. It's incredibly influential. There's a scene from the movie. It's also in the manga. If you've ever seen the music video for Kanye West's Power, is 1-to-1 Akira.
Really?
Yes. No. Kanye is a big Akira fan. Everyone's an Akira fan though. And like literally, it's a 1-to-1, but instead of Tetsuo, it's just Kanye. It's literally a 1-to-1 recreation of that scene for the music video.
I'm looking at it now. Isn't the music video just like a pan out?
No, it's him in like a hospital.
What? Where the fuck is that? You sure it's Power?
Oh, maybe it wasn't Power. Sorry. Hold on.
Kanye Akira video.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stronger, not Power.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Here.
wow.
I'll post it in the chat. God, it's how the fuck does this movie look so fucking good?
What, Akira?
Yeah. Fucking look at that. There's never been a better looking movie. Animated or otherwise. It's...
God, it's so loud.
There's literally nothing like this. Anyways, yes, this is a 1-to-1 just recreation of the scene from Akira.
Wow, that really is.
It's really cool. It's really cool. This is like a fucking song. I love Stronger.
Oh, Stronger's
Everyone
great.
kind of used to make good music.
I do. Sad. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Wow, that really does look good, though. That's like eat your heart out, Gundam. Disconnects from the call.
Oh no, sorry, I'm yelling at people online.
You should have been yelling at me for saying that.
I mean, Akira does look better than any Gundam series. It even looks better than 8th Mobile Suit Team, and 8th Mobile Suit Team is beautiful.
What 8th moles?
8th Mobile Suit Team.
Oh, I see you. Yeah, I gotta fucking watch this thing. I'll find it somewhere. It's gotta be streaming somewhere. God, there's too much to watch in the world. But hey, you know what you should watch is Weathering with You.
It's true. It's true.
Trying to bring it back home. I was looking at my notes. I had some notes, but then we basically like talked about them, so it's all good. I was gonna say that the animation continues to be really fucking good in this. Like certain things, like the helicopter scene, like when they had like the helicopter on top of that building when she's standing on the building and calling the sun in.
Oh yeah.
And like the lens flares and just the CG and when he's running up those stairs at the end and it's just like the panning around that building, like fuck, some of those things look amazing. The fireworks, get out of here.
Yeah, everything. I mean, again, you really can tell that they had a bigger budget for this one.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this has sweet iPhone money. They were putting into those.
No, seriously.
That was the first one. I was like, wait, that literally says iPhone, and then like there's an Apple on the back of the laptop, and it was like, why are we just? And the McDonald's is like blatantly
they have a ton of sponsorships in this one. I'll say McDonald's in general has been doing a lot of like Japanese sponsorship and stuff like that lately. I mean, there for a while they still do it in some places, but for a while when you got a receipt for McDonald's, there would be a little manga on the back you could read.
Well, did you see the thing they did for a bit where they were like
the you're probably talking about the animations?
Yeah.
Like... So that's the McDonald's Japan account, and they still post those now and again, and I love them. They're really, really sweet, and they're adorable. And I'm like, damn. See, I mentioned earlier ads. I fucking hate ads when they're advertisements. That doesn't feel like an advertisement, and there's clearly artistic intent, and someone cared about that, and that I'm okay with. Because it's not purely buy our product. Like there actually is someone who clearly put effort into that, and that I like.
Yeah, if you can get away with it not seeming like an ad, then you've won.
The only good ad is an ad that's barely even an ad.
It's completely unrelated, but speaking of ads and things, what was the thing? I didn't read the tweet response that you said about the splash screens, like
yes.
the
I actually wasn't going to bring it up. I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about this, but I do have a note here about dunking on Graydon mid-movie.
What the fuck? You mean when you wrote that?
Yeah.
God.
I was in the middle of watching the movie. It's like, Graydon said something stupid. Hold on. It'll pause.
What did I say? What did I say that was stupid?
The splash screen.
Yeah. What? You're really that upset? You would be. The guy took out a whole feature because he didn't want to add a couple seconds onto the front of the game.
But a couple seconds. That's also a direct ad. How would it truly benefit the game?
I mean, whatever that Dolby sound does something. Yeah, granted, it's Kirby, but
for Kirby, it's really gonna put in a lot of work, ain't it?
I don't know.
Kirby. No disrespect to my king, of course.
Yeah.
I adore Kirby games, but like, is Dolby Surround really gonna change the experience at all? Like really, what worth does it have? Why
so
bother?
Initially,
why it's only 2 seconds, but 2 seconds for what? Why do it? It's completely unnecessary.
Initially, that was my thought, and I too thought, well, it's just Kirby. But in the end, I was like, I don't understand the argument.
And it's also those seconds. You notice those seconds when you start up a game.
I'm in the process of sitting in a chair. Like it doesn't.
I
It doesn't
will look
matter.
at. I notice these fucking seconds. I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, have you ever had a game where it's just fucking splash screen after splash screen, and it's like, can I just start the fucking game? Have you played any recent Call of Duty?
I was gonna say Call of Duty, but the worst
Holy
thing is when they're
fucking shit.
unskippable. Call of Duties are completely unskippable, and that's some fucked up.
They were unskippable for me just the first time I booted up the game, and then I was able to skip them, no problem.
Okay, well, certain ones like the I know Black Ops, the original Black Ops, definitely had it unskippable. Some of the Modern Warfares.
But like, regardless, I just don't want another ad in front of me, unless if it's something that isn't really an ad. Like if you did something silly, but like even if it's just a little bit, like the Pixar Lite,
Yeah.
right? Like, okay, that's fun. I like that. I don't really
What-
feel like I'm being advertised to. If you go Dolby Digital, okay.
But what if it was Kirby floating around on his little star thing, and he just flew by the Dolby Digital?
That would be better. I would be fine with.
You wouldn't even feel it.
That
You'd be like, hey,
I would be fine with. But now you also still have to look at it, especially in the case of Kirby. You have this feature that doesn't really add anything, and now you have people who need to animate this and properly implement this. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff that also goes into properly using the software that I don't know because I'm not a developer. So you do all this work, and it's like, why? So what's the point? What benefit
Whatever.
is anyone actually getting out of this?
whatever. Did you play Kirby Superstar?
No, Superstar sucked.
Well, me neither. That's the whole fucking thing.
Superstar play. I played it on my friend's Switch. The game plays itself. Like you just get the allies. And you just do everything. The game really plays itself. I haven't played the new one though, like with Lost World or whatever it's called. No, that's Sonic. The one where Kirby's in like the ruins. You can eat the car. I haven't played that one, but I really really want to.
The one where he is a car.
Well, he can eat the car, but he can't.
Yeah,
eat the whole
that's
thing.
what was that one? The most recent one.
Yeah, no, I can't remember, but it's
Oh, it wasn't Kirby Superstar. It was Kirby Air Ride. Is that a good one?
No, yeah, the one that he was talking about Dolby for. Yeah, no, Kirby Air Ride is like fucking phenomenal. I have like dozens of hours in it as a kid on my GameCube.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure why you brought up Superstar. I just figured because it was like a recent one. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, by the way, is
Yes, Forgotten Land. Yeah.
I do still need to play Forgotten Land. I very much want to.
It was fun. It's all right. It's got a very anime ending.
Oh hell yeah! Well, I mean, okay, have you played a Kirby game? You always kill God. Like that's what Kirby does.
Canonically, he kills.
That's
God.
what you do in every JRPG. Like mission
Touché.
1, pet a cat. Mission 120, kill God.
Kill God.
It's not even a joke. That's fucking real. That's straight up Persona 5. It's not even a joke.
All right.
That's why JRPGs are cool. Killing God's
I
cool.
believe you. I wish Japan was real.
Yeah. It did all happen to my buddy Eric once, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, did your buddy Eric also watch Suzume? Because that's what we're doing next.
Yeah, actually, Suzume happened to him as well.
Wow. The whole thing?
Yeah, we'll get over that, but yeah.
Wow.
Eric in Japanese is Suzume, if you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's classic Kyle.
Classic Kyle, dude. Classic Kyle.
Well, I thank you for coming on this very deranged ride that we just... What the fuck even happened in the last hour? I have no clue. I think we talked about the movie for 5 minutes.
I'm still thinking about Kamen Rider.
And the funniest thing is that I was like, the last one, that this was going to be so long because you were going to have so many notes, but you spent most of it crying, took no notes, and then talked about anything but the film for 50 minutes.
What can I say?
Well, thank you. Thank you,
Utterly
question mark,
speechless.
for joining me. It was a blast as always. And we will be, next week watching Suzume, a film that one of us has watched once, one of us has watched nonce, and we will have a lot of things to talk about. So thank you. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and do all of that fun stuff. I'm going to have, I was just going to pimp Indie Book Club, but it's not in the same feed. If you don't follow the VGU podcast feed, you should go and do that because we have a lot of wonderful things there. Players clubs going on, indie book clubs going on. We're playing Oxenfree. It's a lovely time. And did you play Oxenfree?
I've played Oxenfree literally like 10 times.
Oh, okay, cool. Great time.
I haven't played 2 though. I really need to play Oxenfree 2.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do 2 after this one, so that's why we're cooking on this first one. But it's good. It's great as it always was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do that and please share the podcast. I want to try to spread this one around, and I appreciate everybody doing everything. So we'll see you next week when we watch the Susume thing. And I hope you have a lovely week. We out.
Go on, get out of here. Can't you see I got work to do? Beat it. Go and find her. You know you want to.
Thank you for your time.
Nice to meet you.
Hey.
Huh?
Don't sweat the small stuff, big man.
Huh?
The world is crazy. It always has been, always will be.
愛の歌も歌われ尽くしたあまたの映画で語られ尽くした